barbershop conversation, guys. Feel free to hit the subscribe button. So I finally got a chance to talk about this topic, and obviously I put Tank Davis' name in the title section, but it's not about Tank Davis. It's about our culture and about who we are and what we do. I always go on the side of innocent until proven guilty. You guys notice on my channel, I didn't do anything on Dominic Wade a year ago. I didn't do anything on Marcus Brown. I didn't do anything on Victor Ortiz. I didn't do anything on Jamel Charlo, and I'm not going to do anything on Tank Davis. All right, as it relates to their their problems that they have in court, positive and negative. They may be innocent, they may be guilty. I'm not speaking on that. But what I am speaking on is how we as men put ourselves in compromising positions, and our reputation will always precede us in the court of public opinion, and for real, in the court in real life. Because remember, you're advertising yourself to jurors if you commit a crime. I'm not sure. Maybe I need to do a separate video on that as it relates. That's why they ask you not to say anything. Like these high profile people, they say don't say anything when you're doing anything, and act professional. Take your family to court when you go for your arraignment, your hearing, and all that, because that's going to get blasted, and every juror is going to lie and say, oh, I don't watch TV. I don't know who that person is. Yeah, right. So as I move forward, like OJ said, I don't know who OJ is. I don't know what premeditated. I had no, but come to find out in the OJ Simpson 5-part documentary on ESPN, that black woman, that elderly black woman says, oh yeah, I got them back because this was payback for Rodney King. You guys saw that? That's one of the more powerful scenes in that movie to me, besides the grueling pictures from the actual murder, you know. So as I talk about this on a whole broad scale, if you hang around shit, you're gonna be shit. If you frequent low frequency places, low energy places, more negative than positive places, your result long term will be negative. For example, I was having a conversation with Jim Gray. Myself, Jim Gray, Sam Watson, and god damn, there was someone else important there, and it was the Leo Santa Cruz, Abner Mares 2 weigh-in. We're having a 20-minute conversation on the side of the steps, and we were just talking about life and about how these athletes now make a lot of money, and they make bad decisions with their money. And Jim Gray said this. Jim Gray was telling me and Sam Watson, he says, well, if you hang around, quote unquote, what term did he use? Damn, I had the quote before I did the video and I lost it. But he basically said, if you hang around like low energy places or high propensity or people with low energies, low spiritual energies, that's what you're gonna get. That's the results you're gonna get. And I'm not the perfect man, like and examples he was using, like if you're hanging out at 3 o'clock a.m. in a club, if you're going to a strip club at 3 a.m., if you're gambling at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning in a casino, those are the results you're gonna get. That's the environment you're gonna succumb to long term. And that has some merit, that has some validity, because every grandmother has told every granddaughter, the only thing open after 3 a.m. are your legs and 7-Eleven. That's it. And that's basically what Jim Gray is telling a story about men, about how all these famous people have all this money and they're getting in trouble. And I forgot who got in trouble around that time, but we were talking about that. And I think it's imperative and important that we understand the full microscope of things. And I don't know if Tank Davis is guilty or innocent. I'm not commenting on that. I choose not to comment on that. I'm intentionally not commenting on whether he's innocent or guilty. What I am commenting on is how we celebrate how we are in low frequency, low hanging fruit type of places. And I'm guilty of it too. I've been in strip clubs, I've been in casinos, I've done the full gamut, right? But when you're doing it every day, your mindset doesn't grow. When you're doing it every day, you spiritually don't grow. When you're not edifying yourself. And I think just as a whole, we need to understand that the realities of when we hang around criminals, people are going to perceive us as criminal. I'm not calling you a criminal. If you hang around lawyers for 10 years, people are going to assume that you're a lawyer. Or you practice some type of law, you do something in the law field, right? If you hang around doctors for 10 years, they're going to say, oh, you know what I mean? If you hang around strippers as a male, they're going to say, oh, you're either a male stripper or you manage strippers, right? Or you're a pimp, or you guys understand. If you hang around drug dealers for 10 years, you hang around Bloods and Crips for 10 years, they're going to associate you with Bloods and Crips for 10 years, right? The boy who cried wolf, right? And, or the chicken that was raised with the wolves, right? The chicken, I forget what book that is, but you guys remember that story. And also I want to talk about part 2 to this too. And I need people, and I need my young fellows to fully understand this. And I try, I'm not perfect at this. I try and see the long end of things, right? I don't want to use Tank Davis because name in this, and y'all think that I'm talking about Tank Davis, but I'm going to use him for the sake of this conversation, not because I'm assuming that he's guilty or innocent, right? You guys, we're clear on this, right? All right, good. Tank Davis was in a strip club. He was in a place where everything had a price already. Now, plug Tank Davis' name with your name, your best friend's name, your 3 best friends' name, right? Now, hear me when I say this. Fully grasp what I'm saying. Pay for your entertainment. Pay for consent. And let it go. Now, some of y'all motherfuckers gonna say it ain't tricking if you got it. A lot of y'all. And some of you say, I don't pay for hoes. All of that. You guys can talk about everything you want, right? It's like I'm going to help and try and break it down and help you understand, like, in real life. This is real life, because I've had this conversation with your favorite boxer and your favorite basketball player. In the summertime, I have this conversation every summer with NBA basketball players who just get millions. And I have this conversation Thursday, Friday, Saturday night when I go to dinner with a lot of these fighters. And after we dinner, we talk real shit, right? And I'll say this. If I told you what the lifestyle was to be black in America, it has some merit, right? If a Mexican man was telling me what's it like to be an immigrant in America, that has merit, right? Now, if I'm talking to you as a man who has something to lose. I'm not in that lifestyle, but I'm telling you, when you have something to lose, you want to eliminate every variable that will create loss in you. You understand where I'm coming from? So, what I'm trying to say is get to this. Tank Davis was in a strip club. Now replace Tank Davis with Tyrone, Juan, Miguel, Michael, Thomas, Raphael, whoever, right? In most cases, in many cases, not all, strippers got a price on them, right? Right? Now, I understand how people feel about paying for. At the end of the day, you're going to pay now or you're going to pay later. Nothing in this world is free. We pay taxes for oxygen. We pay taxes for free roads. You go on 3 dates to get pussy. You have 18 hours of phone conversation to get the pussy. Now, I will say this. Work your magic and get it for free. Work your magic. Do what you got to do to attempt to get it for free. Now, I'm talking to real men right now. This is a real conversation. You do everything that you possibly can. If you have the gift of gab, whatever you got, whether you got natural swag, you don't have to say anything. She's just instantly physically attracted to you. You go to the champagne room and you make it do what it do. The VIP room, you make it. Or if you have the gift of gab, you can talk a woman out of her panties. Whatever you got to do to get it, if you can get it for free, more power to you. right? But I'm going to tell you this. You either pay now, and 9 out of 10 times, man, and you're speaking to a man who grew up with nothing, who has something now. You don't get anything for free. You're going to have to pay for it now. You're going to have to pay for it later. I use the example. I'm jumping subjects around. I'm fixing a problem right now that I let go for a month and a half because I forgot about it. I knew about it late August, right? I forgot about it because I went to New York for the Sean Porter fight, and then the tenant forgot about it or just lived with it for 2 or 3 weeks. Thank God a pipe didn't bust or anything like that, and nothing really severe happened. But you either pay now or pay later. Either you're gonna pay. All right, and I want people to fully grasp what I'm saying. All right, fully understand the long end of it. You're gonna get away with it once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, maybe 5 times. But the long end of it, you're gonna pay. See the long picture in your life when you make decisions. All right, and I want you guys, like women, be honest. Y'all, I mean, I understand the gift of gab. You're gonna lie initially to see how she'll bend, see how she'll maneuver. But if she's not bending, if she stood in the stance, whether she agrees to fuck you, or whether she says, you know what, you're gonna have to take me on a date, 3 dates, or I got a price on my head. Those are the options. She's gonna say, I want to fuck you right now. You're gonna have to date me to get this pussy, or nigga, you gotta pay. Those are the options. All right. And at the end of the day, once she's steadfast on the option, it is your responsibility to condense the time, right? That now we're talking real term. Now it's your time to try and condense the time for you to get the pussy, because the goal is to get the pussy, right? And especially if you got a girl at home, or you're dating a girl, or you got a wife, you understand what I'm saying? The goal is to get the pussy and move on. The goal is to get the... Listen, that's a whole separate video, man, because I need... Man, chasing all these women, it's cool, I'm telling you, but when you get my age, your last name is so much more powerful than Victoria's first name, than Ebony's first name, and y'all will get to that point at some phase in your life. Hopefully it gets sooner than later, right? But it's just imperative that we fully grasp and understand the significance of pay now to avoid the cost later. And I'm not really into the tune of it ain't tricking if you got it. It ain't I don't pay for pussy. Listen, I don't have to pay for an oil change. Well, I have a Tesla now, but when I still have my Honda. I don't want to do the oil change because it costs me $22, $28 for me to get an oil change. I don't want to get on my back for $28. So I let someone else do it. While I go through YouTube for 25 minutes, I pay someone $28 to do it for me, right? I sit in their room, right? And that's basically what women are at the end of the day. If you have a woman, or if you're in a strip club, right? Everything has a cost to it. Whether she's going to be your wife, a girlfriend, or a one-night stand, it has a cost to it. And your job is to minimize the problems that go with it. How you minimize problems? If she's staying hell-bent, then you work from there. Work from that honest perspective. Or you come in honest and set the tone. Be a man from Jump Street. Hey, this is what I want. And I guarantee you'll be more successful than not. If you're a man in the streets and you got a woman at home, and I guarantee you, I went to college with her. My mirror, you know how you can... Oh, damn, I went to college with that girl. I went to college with her. So you know how the mirrors are reversed and you looking. So anyways, so at the end of the day, man, I urge you, be honest from the jump, and I guarantee you'll get more women than you've ever wanted in your life, and they'll be on your terms. All right. Now you start from free, you work from minimum cost, and at the end of the day, but don't get yourself in trouble and manipulating all these women and thinking you're winning. I'm telling you, that's short. Because if you're manipulating a lot of women, you're manipulating your time. You're lying to yourself about the value of time in your life. You're lying to yourself that you can do this your whole entire life. Father Time never loses, man. Because if you're going on 10 dates a week, you're getting fat. If you're going on 10 dates a week, you're spending money. All right, if you're going on 10 dates a week, you're wasting time, money, and you're arguably going to be out of shape to some degree. So, I just want us to, us men to understand that when you're putting yourself in these low frequency places, these low energy places, typically the results will be low energy, low frequency results. And when women are involved in these low frequency, low energy places, get to the point of negotiation. Like, what is it? Are we getting a hotel room? Are we gonna pay $30 for an hour? Are we gonna pay $130 for the night? How much it's gonna cost? Man, just get to the point. All right, because at the end of the day, you got to go home to your family. She want to go home to her family, and everyone, and fair exchange is no robbery. All right, and that's basically what it is. Fair exchange is no robbery. You want her. That Me Too movement. That Me Too movement is encouraging a lot of women who are, or many women who are trying to find an angle to come up. All right, an easy way to come up, right? And I'm not blaming. I don't know, but I'm just giving hypotheticals right now. So you want to prevent these things from happening. Like, I'll give you real shit right now. I've gone to, I don't go to a lot now anymore, but in my 30s, I hung out with a lot of NBA players, more so than boxers. And they rent mansions in LA or beautiful homes in the summertime, right? All these, if you let's say some of these players who live in LA in the summertime, like Carmelo Anthony lives in LA in the summertime. I'm just thinking of the famous ones. LeBron James lives in LA in the summertime. Now imagine all these superstars, right? But imagine their teammates. They teammates come to LA as well, right? And they rent these mansions for like $15,000 a month, right? Because everybody wants to live in LA in the summertime. You know what they do? You know what their best friends do? They collect cell phones at the door. They collect all cell phones at the door and they turn up. That's why you don't see like on YouTube or on Instagram a lot. You don't see a lot of NBA players partying and stuff like that, because they're doing a lot of partying, but they're protecting themselves. They sign non-disclosure acts and all that. I'm being as real G as why they do it is for instances like this. They want to mitigate the problems that could potentially happen, right? Everyone sign disclosure, yada yada yada. They have fun. I don't know if they do drugs, they drink, they barter. Some women go there to charge to NBA players. Some women go there just to sleep with NBA players. I don't know. There's a variance, right? And some women go to potentially fall in love and get married. There's a variance of women, right? But at the end of the day, as the man, as the independent variable, as a man, you want to protect yourself and protect the longevity of your success and who you are as a human being. And I think that we can learn a lot from these allegations against Tank. We can learn a lot from the allegations against all these professional athletes and all these prominent people that are going through it right now, right? Some has been found guilty, like Bill Cosby, and some will soon, like the guy who just got the Supreme Court. You know, it's all over right now. And I just want us to fully understand the realities of it. You ain't getting shit for free. I don't know who listen, you ain't getting nothing for free in this world. You're going to pay for it, because if you got it free from LaToya, and let's say you got it free from 10 LaToyas, right? 10 prototype LaToyas, right? And then Michelle was like, no, it don't hang like that. So on the 11th time, the 12th time, you done built up this behavior and this courage and this confidence that this is how it's going to be, your way or the highway. And you get caught up with Michelle. Michelle said, no, it don't work like that. Don't work like that way, Slim. You know, she from the streets. Don't work like that, Slim. You know, we're going to have to break bread on this. What? I don't pay for what? What? But we're naked. No. You got to pay, Slim. But we're naked. No, Slim, you got to pay. And then maybe he gets, maybe he leans on the fact that he's got it free 10 times in a row, and the 11th time Michelle is making him pay for it, and maybe he takes it, or maybe he says, you know what, Michelle, you're right, because in that moment he saw his long life, not in this moment. He says, you're right, Michelle, how much is it gonna cost? Right? And you mitigate the problems. And I also can talk about the women in these videos who can betray men and lie to men and women who put men in compromising positions. But I just want to focus on us right now. I just want to focus on the decisions that we make and how we can control what goes on in real time and in real life. So anyways, man, barbershop conversations, man. Feel free to hit the subscribe button. I hope Tank Davis is innocent. I hope these I obviously have a better relationship than Tank Davis and a woman, but I just hate for these things to come up, and you understand. So I'm gonna let that take care of itself, and I'll comment when the final verdict has been reached, and we'll move forward from there. So anyways, man, barbershop conversations, man. Feel free to hit the subscribe button, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Peace.